A bitter victory. Now at last I sense how much I've lost. A century on, they'll be using just such nudes on placards to hawk bricks and other banalities. Mark my words. A curse? No, wouldn't call it that. I'll put it this way. You must be careful what you wish for, lest your wish be granted. For there are consequences. A jester. Good. I don't like men with no sense of humour. They bore me to death. A man must display some madness from time to time. Helps him feel alive. A moment, Geralt. I must see to something. Then we'll chat. A moment. I need to smoke. A true professional, eh? Know what I think? I think you only feign the cold killer, when in fact you seek new and ever stronger sensations, as I do. Seek to prove to yourself that you are still able to feel, that some remnant of humanity remains within you. A witcher shall soon be buried. The skies weep. A witcher with aesthetic sensibility. Forgive my disbelief. Actually, I've a better idea. I'll never wish for anything again. Afraid! Afraid of spiders. I know. I swept them all up and tossed them in the garden. Afraid that's impossible. Succeed and that's the end of me. Fail and you'll not be back. I used to like Botticelli. The life he could breathe into a chunk of cold stone. Agreed. And that'll be in addition to whatever memento you wish to take. Ah, a man of action. Plain to see. Ah, Geralt. As you've returned, might I assume you've cleared the sewers? Ah, Horst must be livid. Ah, I cast the curse. Revenge for a deep disappointment. I was another man then. Let rage get the better of me and hollered the words without ever thinking they could possibly come true. It's wonderful. At the start. Oh, that's better. All right. What do you have for me? Oh, that's better. Do you smoke? Ah, the Kaviri school. Are you an Oxenfurt man? Aim to deliver those papers to the right hands. Borsodi would have landed in the streets, and the hospital would have gotten the funds it needs to treat orphans and beggars pro bono. All there. At first, I savoured the world like never before. It was stronger, more clear. An immortal demands you fulfil 3 wishes, and you've the gall to propose a round of Gwent. And gradually, you lose them. Well, you know how it ended, and that should trouble me why. I feel no fear, no regret, and thus I lived until I ceased to feel anything at all. And what's this? Any soft-armed craven can hang a blade from his belt. Prance about feigning danger. Anything else I might do for you? Apologies, dear. Had my mind on my book. Apologies. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the contract. So, you'll check it? Are you not done with him? My ears wither from the screams. Are you really interested? Aren't you a nosy one? Ah, what happened then, Witcher, was one big stinking pile of shite. As lifeless and boring as a boulder at the roadside. As you will. I shan't force you. Contracts will find a taker in time. If not you, then another. Banknotes. Beautiful! Do it again! Ah, show? Come now. Believe that's the worst wind-up I've ever heard. Play out your cards. Best of luck. Enjoy. Blast it all. Bloke joined our band recently. Quick to draw his blade, eager to fight. Bravo, Geralt! You force me to strive! Break a leg. Literally. Breaking a word once given does not come that easy. Believe me. Bring me that bloom. Wouldn't mind reminding myself what it looks like, but I look at it now, and it seems just a rock, ideally proportioned, not a flaw on its surface. Painfully perfect. But it's not at all what folk imagine. Not dying does not mean eternally living your life to the full, but my sabre's a promise. If I reach for it, heads will roll. Mere sight of it quells the urge to duel in shavers eager to face Olgierd von Everec, the infamous outlaw. But one thing's clear. It's time I took fate into my own hands. Lived life anew. And truly, this time. But perhaps you'd care to tell me why you meddled in a matter not yours. But since we're here, I believe you have something for me, but that's of little import. What matters is someone called me a whoreson and threatened to kill me, but the hosts would not have us. My company responded with ire, and the man you saved finally killed the master of the house. But try your best, and your debt shall be absolved, while I shall live in peace until Master Mirror finds another aide-de-camp. But you change your mind. You come find me. Can't blame her. After all that's happened, she's every right to detest me. Can't blame her. I condemned her to terrible suffering. Can't blame you. Contemporary art's become superficial and bland. Come with you. We must talk outside. Come. Come on! Onward! Come to feast with us. Or had a change of heart about the beast. Complete those two. Then we shall speak of the third. Confident, aren't you? Proud. Sure of your strengths. Fearless. Confident. Bring me its head, and the reward shall be yours. Congratulations are in order then. Your reward. You're also welcome to take what you wish from the manor house. If anything's left uncharred, that is. Damn it! Damn it! Closer, Witcher! Dare say you know what I mean. Judging by the mark on your face. Death holds no surprises. Depends on your understanding of the term. Indeed, I cannot be killed. Do me the honour. This'll mark the start of my new life. And such a weapon could be right useful to you. Do you know what I and the company do with your type? Do you know what types of sculptures fetch the best prices? On guard, Geralt! Every occasion's special. Today we celebrate a dubbing. Excellent! Fail, and you'll not be back. Fetch us some wine, dear. And a nibble or two. Fight, damn you! Finish it, sir! Fire! In here, quickly! The flames! Douse the flames! Forgive me. I don't wish to discuss this. Gaunter or dim. Come to cast aspersions. Geralt. Geralt, have you decided to play defender of the downtrodden? Get to the point, father. My patience runs thin. Give this man a mount and leave him go. I'll give you a hint. You're not the only one to fulfill wishes round here. Go away. I wish to be alone. Good. You'll return to your lord and tell him as follows. Goodbye, Geralt. Got anything else for me? Ha! Ha! Cheeky as ever. Oh, sounds familiar. There you are, drinking, puffing on henbane, and then, surprise, heads rolling across the floor, and none know how or why. Ha! Pathetic tricks. You really don't like me, do you? You see, an advantage of being immortal. And folks say I've a heart of stone. Harder! Strike harder! Hold nothing back! Have you any children, Geralt? He fell for a lass. As it happened, this woman was already important to me. But at the time, I was now compared to a noble from a foreign land. So her parents promised her hand to the Aphiri. Though she loved me. He murdered for coin, no questions, without batting an eye. Always extravagantly, though. If not for his damn surname, I believe I'd have invited him to join the company. He slew the lass's father, the lord of the manor. It thinks, eh? And I think you've never seen a better weapon. Here. Hey! Hey! Leave her be! His demand was brazen. Hurt me to the core. For I was brought up to respect the sacred law of hospitality. And I shall not bend to an uncouth boor's dictum. Understood? Yes, terribly. Know what? Let's go inside. Let me think. Horst and Ewald are gnawing on soil now. But thanks to these papers, their relatives won't get the auction house. Families lost it for good. And the hospital will have the funds it needs to treat orphans and beggars pro bono. How do I know this to be the Rose? Very well might have picked this up at the Oxenfurt market an hour ago. Ha! It's progress. I assume you came to an agreement with Horst. Shame. A right horse in that one. I assumed so. I cannot be certain. but I've my suspicions. I cannot know, as my band has planned some diversions. But let us say at the Alchemy Inn, in Oxenfurt, I couldn't give a rat's arse about the needy. May they wither and disappear along with the city. I did not wish for a heart of stone. That was a mere side effect. I don't know. I feel as though a hot iron's pierced my chest. I feel nothing. I have something for you. I left ample compensation with the innkeep. But it seems the rapscallion neglected to mention this to his lord. I love gifts, but I prefer to unwrap them in private. I pleaded. I begged. I tore open my shirt at his threshold. Ugh, it was like talking to a wall. I shall see what I can do. But come in and see our home. I should think so. Ewald was famous in certain circles. I simply wanted the beast dead. I could not know you would respond to the notice. Pure coincidence. I suppose I deserve that. I thank you. Though I've no notion what to do with this freedom now. I thank you again, Geralt. And good luck on the path. I wanted one thing. Revenge. I went to the auction. Saw those perfumed pricks buy my father's sword. My mother's death mask. My brother's horse tack. Horst earned a pretty pile selling our mementos. I will pay him a visit shortly to test his willingness to adapt. So you ride off and announce me, and don't spare your horse. Got it? I wished to win back Iris's hand, and have my fortune restored. And then to live like there was no tomorrow. I'd make a right good witcher. Problem is, I don't know the road to Kaer Morhen. And I doubt you'd give me a pendant. I'd not have bothered had my cook not become its victim. Oh, the way she prepared game had no equal. If you fulfil wishes as well as you play Gwent, I venture I've naught to fear, if you'd only seen his feeble attempts at charm. When she asked why he travelled disguised as a common merchant, he said he was like the frog from the fairy tale. One kiss from her, and he'd turn into a prince. I'll never forget what you did for me, Witcher. I'm all ears, Witcher. I'm in no mood for jests. In my land, custom calls that newlyweds be greeted with bread and salt. But we're alone for now. In my old manor, east of Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd wish you Godspeed, but, well, you understand, I'm sure. Goodbye, Geralt. In the future, you under the delusion you'll complete your tasks, live happily ever after. Ink stains, I was writing letters. I shall go to Oxenfurt soon. Perhaps you'd come with me. Interesting. How so? Common carousers and roughnecks, every last one. Iris, what a mess we made of it all. If I'd only known then how it would end. Is that all? Or have you something else? Is that any way to treat the lord of the manor's daughter, isn't it? Truthfully, I'm surprised I retained any cheer in my soul. It states that his sons must meet and shake hands in agreement at least once a year at Bellatane. Failing that, the auction house must be auctioned off. The proceeds to go to Vilmeria's hospital. It was one of those threats that sound like an invitation. I intend to accept it. Return to those parts. It's late. Sleep. It's time I took fate into my own hands. Lived life anew. And truly, this time, I've a bit of work I should see to. I have a heart again. Yet all it feels is grief, sadness, and defeat. My life is a ruin. I've known this void already. Death holds no surprises. I've long not faced a foe so fierce. I've no clue what it is. Only that it's deadly. Justly said. Stand and fight. Leave me be. I merely want to work in peace. Let the music play on! Let's rejoin the company. Partake of some refreshment first. Like this. Long as I'm here, you'll gut no one. Look who's come back. Come in. Sit yourself down. Commendable manners. Mirror took everything. Everything I loved. All I held dear. Mutations. They stripped you of emotion. Tell me, have you ever loved? I mean, truly loved? Aye, aren't you stubborn? Fine. Listen well. I had a wife once. The day I saw her last, I gave her a rose, a violet one. My brother. There were times he himself stank like foot wrappings 3 days old, but his mount always looked fit for a parade. My family, they took on some debt, a poor investment in a sawmill, a bad crop one year, a lawsuit lost. You know how it is. When it rains, it pours. Nay, it was my doing alone. But you're right, it was no ordinary curse, though I'll say no more. A curse I uttered in a moment of rage, with no thought to it actually taking hold. Nay, she went to a fair with a sister or cousin, matters not. Daft wench convinced her a prince transformed into a toad lives in the Oxenfurt sewers. And you know women. Each craves a prince, and will wade knee-deep through shite to get him. Need something else? Never you mind that. Return with the beast's head, and you'll have leave to take anything you wish from here. Nicely done! No. I cannot live as I did before. No? No? Why not? Not I. Not the first time. And it's been my downfall. Noted. Now I've some advice for you. Nothing. Got a bit dirty, that's it. Now, ready to listen? Or do you still not give two shites about what I've got to say? Now, where were we? Oh, Dim. What do you want? A fear. It was a gift. Oh, I shall be. Believe me. Oh, none rival Vladimir at feasting, carousing. Sadly, he's been celebrating less of late. You must find him, and show him the time of his life. My second request. Oh, yes. Forgot witches are sterile. Well, don't just stare at me. Tell me what brings you. Oi, lads, mind the barrels. Going out for a jabber with Geralt. On the way here, we stopped for nourishment at a tavern belonging to one Lord Dauntless. We enjoyed ourselves as one does at an inn. Raucously. Oh, fine. How much would you like? 300, 400 crowns? Or have you not been there? Udiano feus. Soba camisa iada. Soba camisa e barasas. Our antics were not to the liking of this Dauntless. Sent a man to warn us that if we were ever to return, we would hang. Out of my sight, wretch! Know what Vladimir would do to you if he saw? Ow! Perhaps. Perhaps not. Then again, why bother? Perhaps. Or perhaps the Efiri Dauphin ate something that disagreed with him. You never know with their cuisine. Perhaps instead we ought to sit down inside. Have a good chat over some fiery water. Playing. Overgrown wains, you see. Time to fight, Geralt. May the better man win. Release him. Remind me, O Dim. Who was to fulfill my last 3 requests? Servant! Take this carcass and feed it to the beasts. She loved me. After all that's passed, she wished to be close. After all that passed. Shite. Not much I detest more than losing. So, any better? So, what have you brought me? So beautiful. She looks alive. So nice of Mama and Papa to remember me. So surprised. But why? I must live somewhere, mustn't I? Some have been with me ages. Others I gathered on the road. And a few found me themselves. Sorry, dear. I feel unwell. I'll go in. You stay a while longer, so only to protect myself. In doing so, I put you in harm's way. Forgive me. Squire Herodor's new sabre. Stand aside! Statues of deities, busts of kings, and nudes. And what have we here? A naked wench. Stones you've got. But I didn't think you'd have the stomach for a massacre. Strange choice of locale. Guessing there's a reason for it. Take her away. That bloody Efiri mutt was no human. His kind does not deserve to live. That I cannot deny. Efiri was a dauphin on a voyage through lands unknown, to learn of their cultures and customs. That man killed him. Alone. Unbeknownst to me. Out of fury, for your father refused us hospitality. For this willful violation of the chivalric code, he was summarily executed himself. That was but the start. My Iris's parents learned of my family's misfortune, and our betrothal was no more. They found her another suitor, one from beyond the sea. That's a dangerous man you've chosen to deal with, Witcher. That's better. More interesting, at the least. The anger I felt. I thought I'd gone mad. Went to the tavern. Drank a round. A second. I brawled. Then had another tankard. And then I asked the wrong bloke for help. The Borsodis aren't worth your tears. Sons of bitches to a man. The chivalric code knows but one punishment for his crime. The dog and cat keep you company. This one will protect you. Care for the house. No matter what happens. The kind, noble witches don't usually associate with. The moon is there. There! Not... The Aetheri believe one should only discuss important matters out of doors, with the gods as witnesses. The papers. Where are they? The stables. My men are preparing to depart. The trick's to plough through that moment. Go further. Reach beyond what's known as possible. The wise men of Oxenfurt claim there are no gods. After death, there is only the void. Then be gone. I don't wish to look at your face any longer than I must. Then it's decided. Now, time for bed. I'm exhausted. Then perhaps it was something he drank. They still refuse to meet me. Is that it? They're company for drink and sport, at least. And ever since I began travelling with them, my old enemies have sat quiet as moles. This is not what I asked for. This plonk could revive a corpse. An exquisitely rank vintage. This professional curiosity, or nosiness as common as the clap. Till the bitter end! Time to die, Witcher! To sink the Borsodis, naturally. So, have at it. Tell me what the blazes just happened. Unsavoury as it seems, there is a silver lining. At least you now know I don't easily lose my head. Very easy to say. But have you got any proof? Very well. And now to the matter at hand. Vissy was no exception in that respect. Down she went, never to return. Wasn't the first, it seems, either. Vlodimir's hand. It's unmistakable. Wanted to be a frog. Became a frog. Was it a tough fight? We needed but a few weeks to recover. But Horst Borsodi had acquired our debt. All of it. Demanded it be repaid immediately. Well, my congratulations. This card's yours. Well, then you'll not free yourself of him till you've paid it back. But never worry. I shall devise tasks so impossible you will never complete them. Not if you go mad trying. Well, we haven't a choice now. Well. The Witcher with the heart of gold. Well struck, Witcher. You win. Well, why do you stand there? Do you need something still? We're currently without a roof over our heads. Perhaps we should start with that. Bring me the house of Maximilian Borsodi. What's happening? What? What a joy to be done with it. Because I am done, right? Will you tell me what happened? What do you think of her? What? How? What is this? What is this row? What? No. We had a pact. What other spell must I use, damn it? I've tried them all. I wish to end our pact. I summon thee! What's the meaning of this? Second leave of your senses? You mean to mount a filthy horse? When we arrived, I made it plain. We'd arrived as guests, and as such, we would treat our hosts with honour. Whoa, what the bloody hell's this? Why not? I've not fought a Witcher before. Defeat me, and I shall let him go. Witcher, sir! You flail your blade like a peasant. Worse. They evicted me from my home. Would you wait, sir, for the dribble to subside? Yes, I should have. Yet I must admit, when you, a Witcher, answered the call, I thought it right. It's what you lot are trained to do, yet we've met here. And something tells me that's not purely coincidental. You there! Yank the herring out the barrel. You already are, I fear. He did something for you. Now you've a debt to repay. Am I right? You can. And must. This sabre's been in my family for generations. Even when I'd lost all else, it remained at my side. Means a great deal to me. You cheated me! You do not strike, sir! You flail! You feel no fear, no angst, but also no concern, no care for anyone, not even those you loved. You fight well, Geralt! You forget. The pact states you can take it only once you've fulfilled 3 wishes, and you know very little can hurt you. So you take wild risks, chase extreme sensations. There comes a point you've done it all, and all seems boring and monotonous. You know what, though? It's good at last to taste something real. You know, you must be mad. I've no intention to make things easier for you. You need something. You needn't be. You see, I learned of an interesting clause in old man Maximilian's will. You shall stay here, forever. You spoke to him. Impossible. You under the delusion you'll complete your tasks. Live happily ever after. You vowed to remain with me, till death do us part. You whoreson. You wished to hear a wish. Now you have. Fulfill it. I ride now to visit this Dauntless, but one of my men'll remain here. He'll know how to find me. That is, of course, should you succeed. You'd make piss-poor company for a talk about love anyway. Your brand's gone. Guessing that's a good sign? Your health, my dear wife. You're a quick study. Already as tricky as Odin himself. Keen to ridicule a man. Your face is a devil! You're lying. I can tell. Come now, let's go inside. Discuss this over some fiery water. You've done well, Witcher.